Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Under the Bridge, the podcast that ticks all of your boxes.
And we mean all of your boxes. Boxes that you didn't even know existed until just now.
Maybe most of the boxes. Very strong match, checks a lot of boxes.
Yes, even that box, Cheryl.
Dang, calling Cheryl out, whoever that is.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Cheryl.
Look, people need to know. People need to accept who they are, and we're here to provide that service for you.
Anyways, welcome to Under the Bridge, everybody.
Welcome to Under the Bridge.
I'm Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll, pronouns he, him.
And I am Greg, aka Greg, also pronouns he, him.
And this is our podcast where we talk news of the pop culture variety. Sometimes comic news, sometimes gaming news, pretty much always movie news, and also pretty much always a movie review. So make sure to ring the like button, smash that bell, and share the video around if you're into that sort of thing, because it really helps us out, and we appreciate it.
We appreciate dubitably.
Did you say dubitably?
I did say dubitably. I was trying a thing there. I wasn't sure if you're going to pick up on it, honestly.
Dubitably do. Where are you?
Alright, we're off to a great start.
Didgeridoo-bidoo-doobly.
Doobly-doo.
Hullabaloo and howdy do.
How do you do? No, I can't finish that because we're not even 5 minutes into this show.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
For real. It's like, we even checked the filthy animal boxes for you.
But not in that way.
Or is it?
No, don't.
Okay.
Don't give them ideas.
All right.
So I got some. It's not really bad news because it's barely even a delay, but the Legend of Zelda movie has been pushed back a little bit.
Oh, by how much?
Month and a couple weeks.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it was originally set for March 26, 2027. Instead, it's taking the previous spot held by Avengers Secret Wars and coming out May 7th, 2027.
There's something just real. I'm sorry. I know that these are not made by the same studio, but that is kind of funny to think about.
Oh, right. Sony's doing this one.
Oh, really? Oh, do you think there's a little bit of angst in this choice?
Oh, Sony Pictures is just like, get him, he's weak.
Get them while they're down. Kick them while they're down. We call this punch down comedy.
They blinked. We won't take their spot. No, actually, it's probably less about flexing on Secret Wars and more about the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog 4 was going to be out the week before then, and Godzilla x Kong Supernova was going to be out exactly the same weekend. So you know what? I don't blame them for moving.
Right, yeah.
Legend of Zelda is definitely... It's got a lot of appeal. I think it's going to get some real traction, some real interest, especially if it's got a good trailer. But it's not exactly...
It's not Mario.
I wouldn't put it up against Sonic 4 or Godzilla and Kong, you know?
I could see it doing better than Godzilla x Kong. But not the other one, no.
I mean, the Sonic movies, they're not the biggest box office hits, but they always do well, and I think they've been doing better as each one comes out.
I feel like the Sonic movies is also gonna be a lot easier to bring in the family demographic to the movie theater than Zelda will be, honestly.
It depends on which Legend of Zelda they go for. I mean, you try going for, I don't know, Breath of the Wild, yeah, that might go a little harsh, but you go Wind Waker?
Fair, I could see that.
Or Triforce Heroes. Can you even imagine?
Oh, actually, you're both wrong. We're gonna go completely off the cuff. We're going for a Hyrule Warriors
Don't you
Zelda
put
game.
that evil on me. What an absolute fake out that was. I'm still mad about that one.
What, for the new upcoming Hyrule Warriors game?
No, I'm still mad about the first one. Age of Calamity, my ass.
Well, I've never played these games, so I don't know.
Alright, if you don't want spoilers for Legend of Zelda... It's not even Legend of Zelda. If you don't want spoilers for Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, maybe come back to the next segment. So they touted that game as being a prequel to the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, about, playing as Link and the champions before the kingdom falls and Ganondorf kills them all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Time travel happens. They completely avert it. It's a completely separate timeline.
Oh, so they're pulling a TVA in Zelda. Or no, Zelda did the TVA first.
I liked it better when I thought everybody was gonna die.
Yeah, but we can't have people dying en masse in a Zelda game. Think of the children.
They literally did. They literally did in the backstory of Breath of the Wild. That's part of what made it compelling. How dare they? That's not what this is about.
But it can be.
Could be, I suppose. No, I mean, a month and some change, I guess you could do some decent effects work with that extra time. You can't exactly fix a movie from the ground up if it stinks, but we don't really have much reason to believe that, despite the involvement of Avi Arad.
Mm-hmm.
Wes Ball is still directing. I did like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, so...
Fair. I don't know, because I've never seen the movie, but I know bits and pieces about it, so it's like maybe it'll be kind of a more, I don't know, gray Zelda movie. Who knows? It would be, my brain, I know this is not what's going to happen, but it would be something, it was like Zelda by way of Fury.
Fury?
Yeah, it's the, oh god almighty, why am I blanking on this motherfucker's name? He's going to be in the Formula 1 movie. 2014 Brad Pitt World War II movie.
Oh,
where,
never
like,
saw
Brad
it.
Pitt is the commander of a ragtag tank crew in Europe during the last weeks of World War II.
Okay.
It's got John Barenthal, Shia LaBeouf, Michael Pena, and Logan Lerman in it.
Huh.
Have we never watched the movie for like a movie night or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's really good. It's really fucking dark.
Alright.
It is not a fun movie, but it is a good.
I mean, neither was Kingdom of the Sun, but that was a good time.
Yeah, no, highly recommend Fury to anyone who can deal with that cast of actors and actual fucking war crimes.
So I got another little bit of unfortunate news. This is a bit more unfortunate than a movie getting pushed back a month. So BotCon happened, which I believe is a Transformers con.
Okay.
Not to be confused with a Decepticon.
Oh, that's so easy. Wow. Ooh. I understand why it's called BotCon, but calling it the Decepticon would be just too easy.
I feel like if you call it the Decepticon, Hasbro will probably sue you.
That's fair, but, well, get Hasbro in on it. Have Hasbro kind of pump some money into it, too. Then it'll be fine. Oh, that's too easy.
Anyways, the bad news isn't that wasted opportunity for naming. The bad news is there was a Transformers 1 Q&A panel, and at that panel, director Josh Cooley said that Paramount is apparently not interested in making a sequel.
Oh,
right?
That was so good, though.
That is the literal best movie about the Transformers we've ever gotten. Unironically.
Yeah.
The Transformers, the movie from back in the 80s, is still a satirical shit piece of masterclass filmmaking, but...
Ironically, Transformers 86 is not very far behind.
Yeah, no. That's probably the best one if we're counting ironic. I have nothing but contempt for this court.
Transformers! Dun, 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 dun. Dude, that fucking, like, glam metal theme song lives rent-free in my head.
Really, Starscream? This is bad comedy.
The 90s commercial robots.
It makes a certain amount of cynical sense considering that Transformers 1 did underperform at the box office. I don't remember if it made its budget back. I don't think it did. No, it did. Nope.
Oh, no.
It did. It made back its production budget, but
it
not...
didn't double it.
No, it certainly didn't double it. $129.4 million against a $75 million budget, so...
Right.
That's a shame, though, because that really was probably the best movie about the Transformers we've ever gotten. And I think you really could have leveraged that goodwill into getting more people to turn out for a sequel. But, hey, whatever, I guess.
Right.
I hate Michael Bay. This is categorically his fault.
Yeah, just a little bit, because the live-action movies, for better or for worse, arguably for the worse, kind of set the standard for all Transformers movies after that point.
I also think it just conditioned audiences to go, oh, Transformers movies? Yeah, they're not that good. Except Bumblebee.
Well, I mean, Bumblebee was good. What was the most recent one?
Oh, Rise of the Beasts.
That was good.
It's so funny. I forgot Rise of the Beasts existed, and I thought you were talking about Transformers 1.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Transformers 1 did come out after Rise of the Beasts.
I feel like the best part of Rise of the Beasts was whoever the main Transformer guy was, just being an absolute shit talker. Just, come on, give me a little tap. Give me a little tap. I don't even remember his name. Mirage? Was that Mirage?
I think that might have been Mirage.
I don't think it was Jazz. There's too many Transformers, alright?
Was it the Transformer that stuck the most part with the main character?
Yeah, the one who turns into a suit of armor, basically.
Yeah, that's Mirage. Because he's the one who turns into the Porsche 911 Carrera RS.
Of course you would know that.
That's how I remember a lot of these robots, by the way. Not by their personalities or their names, but what they turn into, especially if they're a car.
It's really funny. This is a total tangent, but I got my dad to watch Barbie, and he liked it. And I forgot that immediately after the Zack Snyder Justice League joke, there's a bit with Simu Liu's Ken talking to one of the Barbies about the revolutionary impact of some Porsche car or something, and I went, oh, that's right, there was the 1-2 punch of a joke for me and a joke for Greg. They didn't have to do that, but they did it anyway, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, oh. It's funny, especially because that joke resonated with me just because it's a thing of I'm sitting here laughing, but I'm also like, you are the car enthusiast that I can't fucking stand. If prompted, I will deep dive into a car. Again, want to emphasize, if prompted.
Don't prompt him. Or do.
Yeah, but it's like, I'm not going to sit there and just kind of wax on, wax off about the importance of a single car to a captive audience. I'm not that much of an asshole.
Oh, boy. No, so, maybe see if we get some traction going. Get Transformers 2 trending, yeah?
Yeah, honestly.
Let's get it out there. Let's make it happen. Animation deserves more respect, and Transformers movies deserve more respect. I mean, not historically, but conceptually.
I was just saying, it's like, whoa, hold up. This is a monumental change in the power structure of this podcast.
I didn't say the existing Transformers movies deserve respect.
That's gonna be like, wait, hold up. We need to record this for posterity.
Of course it's recorded. That's the whole point of the podcast. We're moving on.
Apropos of nothing, there's a podcast that I'm very fond of, besides this one, of course, where a running joke with one of the guys is that he always tries to find some way to mix in some kind of topic about the Etruscans. And for years he had wanted to do a episode on the Etruscans. And the way the podcast starts, one person introduces the topic and the other person starts talking about it. And the guy just goes, oh, I can't believe this. I'm about to say this. Who are the Etruscans? Ah, fuck. And then everyone just starts laughing, and the guy who's done this is like, oh, that's so good. Hey, you guys want to hear my new ringtone? And it just replays this dude saying, who are the Etruscans?
Nice. So, we've talked about how, fresh off of Nosferatu, Robert Eggers' planned next movie is Werewolf? Werewolf?
Oh, really?
It's werewolf, but it's spelled funny. I know we've talked about it, but...
I think we've talked about it, yeah.
That's set to shoot later this year. Apparently, he's already working on what comes after that.
Oh, boy.
Or at least he's in talks for it, because Warner Brothers is in development with Eggers to write and direct a retelling of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Oh, that's a terrifying fucking thought.
It gets scarier.
And I'm here for it.
Same, and it gets scarier, and I feel like me, it will only make you more here for it, too.
Okay.
Apparently, allegedly, negotiations aren't underway with talent yet, but Eggers is writing the role of Ebenezer Scrooge with Willem Dafoe in mind.
God damn it. Give me a fucking break.
Can you imagine...
That's so perfect, that motherfucker.
Can you imagine post-Ghost, jolly old Ebenezer Scrooge singing about goodwill and love for his fellow man, and it's Willem Dafoe? Holy shit.
No, sir. It is I who decides when my time comes.
No, sir. God bless you, everyone.
Whips out a sniper rifle. God bless you, everyone. Just shoots Santa in the fucking head.
That's even funnier considering... Okay, first of all, Santa in A Christmas Carol? That's funny enough.
Hey, if they want it to, it'll happen, even if it's not accurate.
I'm pretty sure they also confirmed Violent Night 2 was happening, but I didn't put that on the list. I forgot about that, but I guess Merry Christmas in June, everybody.
Hell yeah.
Second of all... I forget where I was going with this. It was you said something about shooting Santa, and now I forget where we were going with this. I don't remember what it was now. But, I'm so excited. I hope this comes to pass.
Yeah. Like Christmas Past.
I have no doubt that Eggers can make some really terrifying ghost sequences, and I'm here for it.
Right.
Because realistically speaking, that Ghost of Christmas Future segment should be bleak.
Yeah.
It should be a real fucking downer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And having seen the entirety of Nosferatu, yeah, he can pull that off.
Yeah. Oh, God. Just the last 10 minutes of that movie. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing at that?
I'm remembering
that shit's fucked up.
I'm remembering the Nosferatu Netarare joke. I'm a terrible person.
Oh God. I need to show you this clip, but I think I've told you about this, or I might have shown it to you before. There is a comedian who used to work on The Chappelle Show, and he's kind of telling his life story a little bit. I think it's on The Breakfast Club, and he's talking about what happened after his dad died, and people in the studio are snickering, and you can hear the sadness in his voice. He's just like, "Are you laughing at this?" And everyone in the room just starts busting out laughing.
Oh, nice. We got one more directorial announcement, which is that Brad Bird will not be directing Incredibles 3, unlike the previous two movies.
No kidding.
However, he is still producing, and he's also apparently writing the screenplay, and the actual director will be Peter Song, who has directed The Good Dinosaur and Elemental.
Okay.
Now, I never saw The Good Dinosaur.
I've never seen either of those movies.
Well, I did see Elemental, and it has grown on me, much like a fungus, but in a good way.
I was gonna say, somehow that doesn't sound like high praise.
That's the beauty of saying it's grown on me like a fungus. It can either be good, because mushrooms are delicious, or it can be bad, because they can also kill you.
Or give you just the best time of your life, depending on the mushroom in question.
Yeah, exactly. So saying it's growing on you like a fungus is kind of just... It's a versatile phrase. That's why I keep using it.
Alright.
Now, Elemental was one of those ones that I kind of had to sit with, because I think I walked away from it being very lukewarm on it, but the more I think about it, and the more I've gone back to specific scenes, I think, oh yeah, no, wait, this is pretty peak.
Right.
They certainly didn't do any favors with it, with the marketing, because they sold it as Zootopia by way of The Last Airbender, but...
Right.
It's actually a much more touching personal story than that. And I'm looking forward to this. I just hope this doesn't take another 14 years only to come out and just be okay.
I mean, hey, there's a potential thing that we may or may not be talking about during trailer time that took almost 40 years to get made.
True. And now finally, I've got a bunch of stuff from James Gunn.
Oh boy.
Yeah!
You got some small shots from the gun himself.
From the barrel of the gun.
Yeah, from the barrel of the gun.
Oh god, part of me kind of wants to make that a segment.
Shots from the barrel of the gun, or something like that.
From the barrel of James Gunn. Bam! Just added a gunshot effect. Give half the people listening a heart attack.
Yeah, or maybe make it like a shot from like Star-Lord's blaster.
Ooh, that's that.
That'll either work or it'll get us sued by Disney.
No, that's not.
Which I think is its own form of publicity, in all honesty.
No, Greg, that's not from the barrel of James Gunn. That's the Prat-a-tat-tat. The Chris Prat-a-tat-tat, if you will.
Ooh. I'm so disappointed in you.
I'm disappointed in myself. So a lot of details were discussed while talking with Entertainment Weekly. I think one of the most interesting is that apparently in this new DC universe, metahumans have been a matter of public knowledge. What?
Sorry.
Oh, you're thinking about the thing. Oh, yeah. That was good.
It's really funny, given just the list of things that they go through. It's just like, this is a pretty damning indictment of the movie industry. This satirical thing is an extremely damning indictment. Sorry. DC attempt number 5.
It's only number 2.
Sorry. Oh, that was good. Continue.
Anyways, apparently metahumans have been a matter of public knowledge for around 300 years at this point.
Oh, is that fucking right?
Yeah, which, you know what? He put it as, if you saw a shark man walking down the street, you'd probably vomit and shit yourself to death. If they saw one, it would be more like if you saw Paul McCartney on the sidewalk in New York.
Fair.
And I don't remember what side of this I've come down on in the past, but I think I finally cemented my opinion. And my opinion is, this is a good idea. Superman being the first metahuman and the first superhero isn't as effective as...
if there's nobody else.
I think it's more effective to have him not be the first, because...
right.
Realistically speaking, the reason why everybody wants to see him be the first is because it's in the name, and because of the haha meta joke of he was the first one in the DC universe, and arguably one of the first examples of mainstream superheroes as we understand them in Western comics. But he's not the first superhero by a long shot.
Yeah, no.
So, realistically speaking, I like the idea that there are other metahumans well before him. I'm cool with there being other superheroes before him, because the thing that makes Superman's arrival impactful is the scope, the scale, and the sentiment. Superman is one of the best of all of them in terms of the most compassionate and determined to save as many people as he can and do the right thing wherever he can. And he operates on such a large scale because he's got these incredible powers. Like, it doesn't matter if he's not the first. He is clearly one of the most powerful. So that allows him to kind of bust open the barrier and inspire a bunch of other people to come through, even if he himself was inspired by other people's example.
Right.
And there's also the situation where him being an alien and that being a known fact opens up so many avenues in terms of the world's development, where we are as a society, the acknowledgement that we are definitely not alone. It's not just Earth that's producing these super people, other planets are doing it too. What?
Yeah, other dimensions for that matter.
Other dimensions, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I think that's an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
We also got confirmation that a new Wonder Woman movie is being worked on. I hate you so much! How dare you! I wasn't gonna do it this time. I wasn't even thinking about it. And now you put that back in my head.
Yay me. You can't see it, but I'm doing the whole thing of shaking my hands above my head.
Yeah, good for you.
Oh, good for you.
I mean, you're proud of yourself.
As much as I love Junkie XL, I also hate that song.
And yet, it's inescapable for both of us.
Yes, indeed. Any word on if it's still going to be Gal Gadot?
No, I assume it's not.
Okay. Then that hopefully means that we get a different theme song.
I certainly hope it's not. Well, you'd say that, and yet we still got the John Williams Superman theme.
Fair.
Although, to be fair,
but that's iconic.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
That song is... oh god, that song is over 40 years old at this point.
Yeah, boy.
It is quite literally a classic, whereas the Wonder Woman theme... oh god damn it.
I'm sorry.
You should be. Anyways, I'm not going to parse through everything. I think another interesting bit is that apparently Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow has been renamed to just Supergirl.
Oh, why? I feel like that doesn't accomplish anything.
Well, he said... he was talking about when they cut the Legacy from Superman Legacy. You remember that? When it wasn't just called Superman?
Oh, it was called Superman Legacy originally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now that does make more sense then.
But what he said was, first of all, I'm sick of the superhero title, other name thing. You're the one who was doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you did it. You probably started it.
This whole lot... no, he didn't start it. Captain America Civil War started it. Actually, Avengers Age of Ultron started. Actually,
Captain America the First Avenger?
Actually, I think Superman 4, The Quest for Peace might have started it.
Oh boy.
And then it also seemed to be looking back when we're looking forward, even though it does have to do with legacy in the movie itself, and everybody was like, oh yeah, no, change it. He also mentioned that while they're working on both Wonder Woman and Batman projects, apparently they're having an easier time with Wonder Woman.
You know what? I can kind of see that, just because I feel like the challenge with Batman is making us something that's compelling and good while still being differential enough from the current pop culture thoughts on Batman, because you have Batman as presented in The Batman, which is dark and moody, and then you have, still fresh in the minds of everyone, Justice League Batman, who is just old and cynical and doesn't do an awful lot.
And Michael Keaton Batman, who was just in The Flash.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
I say that still never having seen the movie.
Same. That's why we don't talk about it.
But yeah, I can only imagine that the challenge with getting the new Batman movie going is just making something that's good, that meshes with everything that is planned for like Superman and Supergirl and all that, while still being differential enough to actually stand on its own 2 feet.
Yeah, he did mention that Wonder Woman's easier because there haven't been so many infinite portrayals of Wonder Woman. Definitely not in movies, but really anywhere that there have been a Batman. He also noted every single Batman story has been told. It seems like half the comics that have come out of DC over the past 30 years have Batman in them. He's not wrong.
I would almost say, focus on somebody that isn't the Joker, but for the most part, we actually already got that with the Batman.
Yeah, no.
The Riddler was the main villain.
We've had plenty of Batman movies that don't have the Joker in them. Batman Returns had Penguin and Catwoman. Batman Forever had Two-Face and... No, not Two-Face. Yeah, Two-Face and Riddler. Batman and Robin had Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and technically Bane in it.
And the Bat credit card.
And we don't... Batman Begins had Ra's al Ghul in it. Really, we're doing pretty good for Batman adaptations that don't have the Joker. It's mostly the comics that won't stop using the fucking Joker.
Fair.
And some of the animated movies. The live-action ones are pretty good about it, although I still really want a fucking Batman vs. Man-Bat movie. Make it happen, please.
Isn't there also a story where there's a vampire pretending to be Batman or something like that?
Oh, you're thinking of the Batman vs. Dracula.
Okay.
That was an animated movie based on the Batman TV show.
Oh, okay. Wasn't that also like pretty like adult-oriented too, if I remember it correctly?
I don't remember being adult-oriented. I think it was darker than Batman. No, it wasn't darker than Batman the Animated Series. If anything, I think it might have been a little more toyetic, but that was the one that had Kevin Michael Richardson as a Joker.
I mean, the only thing I remember about that is just the one scene where Harley Quinn is fighting who she thinks is Batman, and then she, of course, gets subdued, and she's like, all right, let's get this over with. You take me to Arkham or whatever, and then the vampire's like, oh no, I'm not who you think I am, and just starts drinking her blood.
Huh, was that movie?
Could have sworn it was.
Maybe.
A quick look up, apparently it's something called Batman vs. Man-Bat.
Huh, okay. I guess they were going for a more vampiric Man-Bat then.
Right.
Why have I never heard of this? What? This is a movie?
I don't know. I just remember seeing that one scene. I feel like it was something that hold on. Because let me make sure I'm also thinking of the right thing. Or maybe it was just an animated thing.
This is veering into I no longer care territory. Let's go to trailer time!
Let's go to trailer time.
It's trailer time again! We've got movie previews to watch! It's trailer time again! So, we got a few different trailers. Speaking of James Gunn, we got a new trailer for Superman, because I think... Was that a tickets are on sale? That was a tickets are on sale announcement.
Yeah, it was.
Holy shit, Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, oh god, this is a weird one for me, because I do like Nicholas Hoult, and I think he's doing great in this, but there's just a couple moments where you don't feel as powerful as Lex Luthor is usually portrayed, if that makes sense. Like, is this supposed to be like kind of his early descent in the craziness?
I assume.
Okay. I mean, besides that, and that's just honestly me just kind of probably reacting to it in a weird way, Nicholas Hoult is genuinely very good in this, and he is a little terrifying. Just the whole thing of, I'll kill you, I'll kill that reporter from the Daily Planet that you always do interviews with, the people who raised you, yeah, I'm gonna kill them too.
Or the bit where he goes, no, they chose him, let them die.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like this has nailed what makes Lex a villain, and it's that insane ego and pettiness. In a lot of ways, Lex Luthor is a lot like Doctor Doom, in the sense of they could both be their world's greatest protector, but their need to have everybody validate them and worship them is what makes them villains.
Right.
And, it's so good.
It's very good.
Plus, we also get... we also get Come on, stop messing around. I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
I feel like that shouldn't be relatable considering that we're talking about an all-powerful metahuman, but I think we've all been there at one point in our lives.
Yeah.
Just the thing is, look, man, I can see you messing around. I was like, no, I'm for real. I'll be there in just a second.
I'm doing this thing.
I'm doing a thing real quick.
So yeah, like, I'm very excited. I'm glad we're like a month out now?
Oh, is it only a month? I honestly thought it was a little bit sooner than that.
Hold on, I'm checking. Let's see, time to check the schedule and Superman that hoe. Duh, duh, duh,
oh my god,
duh,
I can't believe you've done this.
Oh, it's under a month. It's July 11th.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Alright, neat. I guess we should probably do the honorable mentions, which is that there was a Jurassic World Rebirth tickets on sale announcement, but it's mostly just,
watching a dinosaur stomp around.
It's a couple of clips, it feels like, just spliced up to be separated in a trailer form. Whatever, I guess I'll go see it.
Huh.
And then we also got an announcement for Spaceballs 2. Now, I'll confess, I have to be honest here. Despite the fact that I am a big fan of Mel Brooks movies, I have tried multiple times to watch Spaceballs, and I have never once gotten into it.
Which is crazy considering that you like Birdemic and things killing.
Right? I don't know what it is. Just every time I have tried to watch Spaceballs, it has not resonated with me. I've never gotten particularly far, to be fair, and I do like clips that I've seen from other points, like the "How many assholes we got on this boat, anyhow? Yo!"
I can't believe it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
And of course, the ever-popular "I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate." What does that make us? Absolutely nothing! I like that. But just from the text crawl of 38 years ago, there was only the Star Wars original trilogy. Now there's lists off all the extra Star Wars things there have been, then goes into 36 MCU movies with 2 different Robert Downey Jr.'s, DCU attempt number 1, DCU attempt number 2, an animated Lion King film, a live-action animated Lion King film, a live-action animated Lion King film prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies, a TV series rebooting the Harry Potter movies.
It's just a scathing, satirical indictment of the last 40 years of just movies in general, honestly. Especially actual pop culture movies.
2 Avatar movies, plus 3 more Avatar movies to be made, totaling 5 Avatar movies.
5 Avatar movies.
7 Alien movies, not counting the 2 movies that cross over with Predator, which is also not to be confused with the 6 Predator movies that are not Alien movies. That was good. That was funny.
It's really fucking funny.
And it's just a list. That's the even more messed up part. That was peak, and it's just a goddamn list
of things. Yeah. A factual list of things.
So that's good. I like that.
Oh, yeah. That was a gut fridge. I felt like that was a thing where it's like, alright, did Cody write this? Because some of this sounds like shit that Cody would say.
I'm flattered that you think I'm capable of that. I'm not, but I'm flattered.
It also did put into perspective a few things of just like, oh fuck, that's right, there actually have been, unironically, 36 MCU movies.
Right? Wow.
Ugh, that's fucking terrifying.
Or as Owen Wilson would put it, wow.
Yeah, indeed.
Remember when Guardians of the Galaxy was number 10?
Was that really the 10th one?
That was the 10th.
Oh my god, I thought that came later.
No, that was number 10. Boy, howdy now. So we also got a trailer for Eddington, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I got this movie in me.
I do? This is definitely one where I'm looking at this and going, alright, this is definitely someone's escape from current events.
Escape, you say? To me, this looks like this is an examination of the current dissolution of society as we understand it.
Well, that's kind of what I was going for. It's either an examination of someone going like, I swear to God, I have to get this movie out just so I can show people what's going on, or something where it's like, I swear to God, I have to get this movie out just for my own fucking sanity. I don't care how many millions of dollars it takes.
Yeah, my man, my dude, my brother in Christ, this is not an escape. This is a playback. This is run the tape.
look, some people have ways of like de-stressing themselves from long-term anxiety and whatever. Some people like to exercise. Some people like to play video games. Some people like to make multi-million-dollar movie projects starring Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Stone, and Pedro Pascal, among others.
Look, man, I didn't go see Civil War, partly because I thought that the California-Texas thing was ridiculous, but also partly because I was like, man, I don't know if I really need a movie about the downfall of America in me right now. And, well, the situation has not improved. Let me tell you that.
I feel like I would want to watch a Civil War with you, but it would just have to be either you by yourself or the two of us. There's no way we could put it on for like a movie night.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But this looks a lot more interesting. This definitely sells me a lot more than the initial teaser trailer did. Hardcore. This looks like a pretty compelling film. For lack of a better description.
Definitely. This makes me more interested in the premise, but it also bums me out.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Oh, well.
One of the themes of this definitely seems to be the proliferation. That's not the correct word.
Proliferation.
Pronunciation for that matter. Thank you.
Yes.
Of social media in literally everything and the extremes as that goes. The scene where what I assume to be Joaquin Phoenix shooting a guy while recording it one-handed with his phone fucking sent. Alright, I gotta know how this turns out. Like, not sent in a funny way, like I wasn't laughing. It was like oh my fucking god, this man is actually insane.
Well, yeah, he did Napoleon. Anyways. He did 2 Joker movies.
Flashback to the weird-ass sex scene with... Oh my god, he did fucking Napoleon.
Ugh. Now, may I say something controversial?
Oh boy.
This new trailer for The Naked Gun has sold me on it a little bit.
I was hoping so, because I remember you said initially that you hated everything about it, and this trailer looks fucking great. I feel like it definitely captures the spirit of the original film.
This definitely does a better job than the first trailer did, just for jokes like, please take a chair, and then she just starts dragging the chair out of the room behind her.
Yeah, it's that. It's the whole bit of him driving along and someone just hands him a coffee through the window. It's like, thank you.
It's even better because somebody hands him... That's clearly a... Obviously, the way that it's framed, because he's currently driving, you could tell, like, the background is just a green screen, and some assistant or gopher is handing him the coffee from slightly off camera. That's really good. I like the bit of police squad headquarters being turned into a spirit Halloween.
Oh, dude, that killed me. I was just like, of course, it's like, that, literally, you could not have picked anything else that would have been as good as that. That was perfect.
That's special.
At the risk of potentially doxing myself, flashback to just the scenes of Tropicana Field post-hurricane season last year, and seeing all the memes of just, like, Spirit of Halloween on the truck. Just
that's really good.
Jesus.
No, I still don't know how I feel about Liam Neeson being in this, but that's mostly because I'm trying to remember the last recent Liam Neeson film I saw that I actually thought was any good.
That didn't involve a family member of his getting kidnapped.
How long ago was Taken 3?
I think that... Oh, Taken 3? 2018, I think?
Huh.
2014.
Yeah, no, that's not recent anymore, Greg. That's 10 years old.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What was the one that he did where he was moonlighting as an upstanding citizen but was murdering bad guys? Not even being a vigilante, just straight up murdering bad guys because he was so pissed off.
Was that Cold Pursuit?
Maybe?
Was there a lot of snow?
There was a lot of snow, yes.
Then that was probably Cold Pursuit.
Okay.
I don't really remember that one, though, and even that was 5 years ago. I do remember... Ironically... I remember Memory just for the fact that I don't remember much about Memory except for the part where he gets discovered due to pigeon shit.
You could say you lost your memory of that film.
Yeah, you could. I'd hate you for it, but you could. Let's go to box office.
Let's do the box office.
We did not see the highest grossing movie domestically this weekend. Because it was How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, fucking course.
Yeah, $84.6 million domestic weekend and total for a $197.6 million worldwide total. Apparently, its budget is $150 million, so it's already cleared production. And with that kind of momentum, odds are pretty good it'll probably end up turning a profit, which means more of these good, great, cool, whatever.
Right.
I shouldn't be this skeptical because, I mean, they're doing it because Disney's doing it, and Disney's doing it because it works.
Yeah.
But, anyways, the movie we saw, Materialists, that took third place.
Mm-hmm.
$12 million domestic weekend and total, $15.5 million worldwide against a $20 million budget.
Okay, that's not horrific, all things considered.
No, but if you go by the twice production budget rule, that does mean it's still got another 25 mil to go.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Which is a little nuts considering that this movie, I feel like we liked it, and it is also getting solid reviews.
I liked it, but that's with the asterisk of I don't much care for rom-coms in general, or at least maybe I'm not watching the right type, but...
Well, I mean, I don't know, because there's not much calm in this rom, it has to be said.
I feel like maybe that's why I like it. It's not overly funny.
Yeah, like there's some funny moments, there's some humorous moments for sure, but it's not going out of its way to be a rom-com in any capacity.
I guess to be fair, Wikipedia does just call it a romance film and not a rom-com, so maybe I like it because the comedy element's gone. Except for the comments on acting.
We really are the absolute fucking worst. We are the worst when it comes to anything.
Man, I was laughing at one of the production company logos because it said 2 a.m. and all I could think was, no, you idiot, it's 10:02.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so...
Well, I was going to say, the main thing that caused us laughing, I'm pretty sure, is a spoiler.
I'd probably put it in... Do we even want to do a spoiler section for this? What is there really to... Okay, yeah, I guess there are spoilers, so...
There's some stuff to spoil, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so this movie stars as its leads Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal. And Dakota Johnson is a matchmaker working for a firm who sets people up on dates. Apparently she's very good at it. She's gotten 9 different marriages set up, which is, I would assume, impressive.
I mean, yeah, some of them are wild, too, just the short time between them getting set up and then, oh yeah, by the way, we're getting married.
We only ever see the one, though, and that wasn't really long.
No, it wasn't, and that's what terrified me the most about it.
No, I mean, like, there wasn't a lot of time spent on it. We didn't see them getting set up, so for all we know, there was quite a bit of distance there.
Right.
She ends up being courted by Pedro Pascal's very rich guy.
his very rich guy.
I forget what he does, alright?
Yeah, I don't remember it either.
Let's face it, I'm pretty sure she also forgot what he does.
Yeah, it's not really relevant at a certain point what he does.
It doesn't really matter, he's rich, that's the important part. And I mean, that's the literal important part.
Yeah, no, like, that is a central point of his character.
And at the same time, this budding relationship is complicated by the emergence of her ex-boyfriend, played by Chris Evans, into her life, where they apparently were once very much in love, but had money arguments, and then they broke up.
Mm-hmm.
And now she finds herself torn between these 2 potential suitors, trying to decide, can love come from money? Can love come without money? Yeah, that's the crux of it. Oh my god.
If you cut that, I won't blame you.
No, I think I'll keep it. You have to live with that.
Okay, cool. I can work around that.
Great. No, this is alright. I'll admit I've got it, and this is decent.
So, I mean, fair to you. I like this movie, but it's See, now, this movie kind of frustrates me in a certain sense because as a 30-plus-year-old adult who's only getting older, one of the things I've come to realize lately is that I'm getting to a point in my life, and this is just a personal me thing, I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm getting a lot less patient of anything revolving around like beating around the bush or not directly talking about any one thing. And that kind of leans into this movie a little bit because I like this movie. Like, I enjoy the roles of all these actors and stuff like that. But there's a lot of moments in this film where I'm just like, just fucking talk to each other.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, for me, Pedro Pascal is an absolute treat. I don't know if this is fighting words. It seems to be fighting words for the internet for some reason. But I do genuinely like Dakota Johnson in this and like kind of the role she plays and how she presents herself. Chris Evans does a great job, even though he is way too hot for this role.
Yeah, see, I feel like part of why this lands under this is decent for me is just the fact that I don't dislike Dakota Johnson, but her performance here feels like exactly the same performance we got in Madam Web, and I kind of thought the Madam Web performance was her phoning it in because she knew the movie was going to be a disaster, and now I'm questioning how much I actually like Madam Web, knowing that that's apparently just her standard.
Well, I think that form of acting works for this character in this movie, because the thing about this character and how she presents herself is that Dakota Johnson's character, Lucy, especially in her job as a matchmaker for, what is it called, a door? I almost called it Adobe.
Adobe Matchmaker? That's
a matchmaker for Adobe.
No, it's a new Illustrator program, Adobe Matchmaker.
But Adobe doesn't exist anymore. Surprise!
Wait, then what the hell am I using to make this comic?
But yeah, I think that style of acting works for this because Lucy definitely comes off as someone who is intelligent and it can read people, but is still pretty aloof about how people work and especially about her own characterizations, like the things that shape her personality. Because of her job as a matchmaker, it's established in the movie that she sees human relationships as basically binary. Just everything's like ones and zeros. There's like math to relationships and stuff like that. And when that gets challenged, it kind of sends her to a little bit of, but I don't understand. So when those moments happen, I think that style of acting from Dakota Johnson does actually work for her character.
Okay, you're selling me on this. I feel like maybe the problem is the moments that are supposed to be more of an emotional letting the walls down don't necessarily land to me or feel the most sincere. But I do see your point that it is, even if it is a case of limited range, it does work for the movie, so I can't really fault it for that.
Yeah. I mean, some of the walls coming down moments, I would also kind of attribute to that, because those are ones where, again, her character, who is kind of an idiot in all honesty, because of the fact that she sees relationships as like binary ones and zeros and stuff like that.
Checking boxes.
The human or checking boxes. Oh, there's so many hateable people in this movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like that one guy. Oh, man.
I mean, I'll get into that, and we'll get into that in a moment, but those moments I think still kind of work, because it's things where you can see her character is just actively struggling to process what's going on while also trying to work around bringing the walls down. It reminded me a lot of the scene from SpongeBob where SpongeBob is trying to explain something to Patrick, and Patrick's just like electricity crackling around his head. I know it sounds nuts, but that's genuinely what it reminds me of.
Alright. Okay, then. No, I finally figured out, I could not figure out how to describe Dakota Johnson's energy, and I finally got it. And it's that
okay.
I'm not entirely convinced, and this goes for her interviews too, not just her acting. I'm not entirely convinced she's not a serial killer.
So, for context for this man showed me a video clip of her having an interview in California, and midway through the interview, an earthquake happens. And part of me thinks it's a little bit adorable, but there is just, as she's kind of talking about it, she's like, oh my goodness, no way. I'm just like, oh, you could be a great main antagonist in like a horror film. 100%.
Yeah, no. Her tone says fun and flirty, but it also says, I have a ton of bodies in my basement, and if you stumble in there, you could be one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, that would be, dude. That would be great. I want that so badly now.
Same. Same.
Not even trying to be insulting or anything. She would be great in something like that.
No, in the same way that her style of acting kind of works for this movie and definitely works for Madam Web.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course, yeah, you know what? I think this might be one of my favorite Chris Evans performances in terms of quality, in the same way that, there are movies that I think are really good, even if they're not my favorite, and I won't necessarily put them on over and over again. This is not the most entertaining Chris Evans performance, but I think it's one of his best, because it hits that sweet spot of he's still rough around the edges, but he's not a cartoonish asshole like he is in Knives Out or Red One.
Still haven't seen that.
Oh, we gotta fix that. That's going on the list for Christmas time.
Right.
That is going on the list come Christmas time, along with Robert Eggers' Christmas Carol whenever that comes out.
Right.
Oh, man. No, my good sir. God bless you, everyone.
So it's funny with that, in regards to that. I really enjoyed Chris Evans in this movie. I enjoyed the role that he plays. I do enjoy that it's a lot different from the kind of almost cartoony, mildly to seriously antagonistic roles that he's played post Captain America. Definitely enjoy this being kind of like a more grounded and semi-realistic character.
Or pre-Captain America, like in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I keep on forgetting about that, honestly.
Right? Brie Larson was in that.
Yeah.
Hell, Aubrey Plaza was in that.
Oh yeah, and that's right, and she's in Agatha. Man, this is going to pull all the people for Marvel projects from Scott Pilgrim, aren't they?
Oh, wait, right. You haven't seen Agatha all along, have you?
No, I have not.
We gotta fix that.
Yeah. But the only thing that kind of works against this role as how he plays is, and this is shallow, I know it's shallow, but it is a thing of, I get what you're doing, and I really enjoy it because it's a great kind of like thing to represent, but you are just genuinely, unapologetically too attractive for the person that you're playing.
No, he's definitely too well maintained and too well quipped for a man who's apparently struggling so bad with money.
Yeah, especially because we see his roommates, and his roommates are actually just like regular people. Like, they really are just two regular, normal ass looking people. And then, yeah, you got two normal dudes who are semi-losers, but at least are somewhat competent. And then and their roommate is someone who, as someone put it on Reddit, has more charisma than God himself.
Yeah. I guess, technically, I can rationalize it as because he is an actor, or at least an aspiring actor.
How's acting going? How does it look?
It look like it's going? I feel like that's a spoiler, but I'm gonna keep it in anyway. Like, that's not even a fucking spoiler detail. That's just a casual conversation at the beginning of the film that sent both of us, because we're just like, well, he's in the Materialists, so...
So things are looking pretty up and up for our boy here.
Have we been saying the Materialists? Because apparently there's no the.
I could have sworn it was the Materialists, and my brain autofilled it, but yeah, it's apparently not the Materialists.
It's just Materialists. No, that was really funny, because it's one of those, I think it only appeals to us because we're dumb motherfuckers who like making meta jokes where none exist, but...
And watch too many movies.
And yet somehow not enough movies.
Right. Oh no, that was too good. Apparently, Jeremy Allen White was originally cast or was originally considered to play Chris Evans' role, which for the uninitiated, he plays... I think the thing he's most famous for, in all honesty, I don't remember the name of his character, but he plays like the main character / the main chef in The Bear. The crazy-ass cooking show.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. You've probably seen him around. Hold on.
I've seen him. I know he is familiar.
Yeah. But it is a thing where I'm kind of sitting here and being like, I could see it. It's a weird thing where I think appearance-wise, Jeremy Allen White would have worked better, but from an acting perspective, Chris Evans was definitely the better choice.
Chris Evans really helped sell this, even as he detracts from it by being too damn attractive.
But yeah, no, so that's kind of a fun part of the movie. Disregarding us making meta jokes about them being actors.
I feel like the relationship focus in this movie doesn't get as much time as it needs because they're busy making commentary on other people's relationships and matchmaking as a whole and love as a whole.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what they're going for, though. Just kind of, part of my brain kind of sees it as an analysis of what we see in other people's relationships and how they carry themselves versus the stuff that actually matters in relationships. Right. Because it's a thing of the things that are established are, appearance, age, income, what they do for a living, stuff like that. What?
I'm gonna cut this part, but I think I'll just splice a spoiler warning in earlier. If you don't want to get spoiled on Materialists beyond this basic bit of this is all over the place. Click away in 3, 2, 1. Whether or not you're willing to break your legs to gain 6 inches.
The commitment to the bit! The commitment to the bit, good sir!
No, good sir. I break my own legs.
That was a mulligan that I was not ready for.
I was not expecting Chekhov's leg surgery.
It's like, alright, call back to breaking one's own legs to be more attractive. That was not on my bingo card. Well done, movie. Well done, Celine Song.
I think I might not be able to cut that now. That whole rant was too good.
Well, I mean, it's a thing. Did we decide if we were actually going to do a spoiler section for this or no?
I'll just put that wherever.
Yeah. But the movie kind of touches on this whole thing of like what people perceive as being attractive. We see one annoying ass motherfucker who's like, yeah, I'm looking for someone emotionally mature, stuff like that. It's like, all right, well, I have this wonderful woman who's like 39, like gets this income. I was like,
and bear in mind, this guy's like 40.
Yeah, this guy's like 43. He's like, oh no, I would prefer someone in like their 20s.
27. 29 is pushing it, honestly.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, you nasty.
You're fucking nasty.
You are white R. Kelly, good sir.
You're a creep.
Mm.
You're a weirdo.
For real. Don't be a creep.
Thank you. Don't be a creep.
But it kind of is an examination of the stuff like that that's perceived as being attractive versus the fact that even if you have all of that kind of stuff, you still need to be conventionally attractive. And that does include things like, well, basically having a fucking soul. Which half the people that Lucy interviews for this company, I'm pretty sure are devoid of a soul.
Hey, that one woman was technically open to dating anyone of any race.
Oh my fucking god. I wanted to drop kick that woman in the face.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to talk about that, because that is a see it and hear it to believe it type of individual. Whoever played that woman, I genuinely hope they get more roles and more things.
That was good.
Because they was like, ooh, the best thing I could equate it to, just from how I felt about it, is like, that is old black man hate. The hate I felt for that woman.
Nice.
I just see like, you dumb bitch.
You know what? Okay. This is still in the this is decent tier for me. This is enough to move it up. But I think I'm not giving Dakota Johnson enough credit for when she finally snaps at that one Karen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I could get you all of these things if I was actually making you a person, but this is not a simulation machine. These are people. And for the record, you are not a catch because you are not a fish.
Which, that was a line where I was just like, I feel like that could be taken as either a compliment or an insult.
No, that's the beauty of that whole bit.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it kind of is a great parallel. Yes, thank you. Parallel of Dakota Johnson's character and what she does for a job, because that whole rant is honestly probably the realest thing in this movie in regards to how people actually work.
Yeah, no, it's why I have, you have standards, obviously, but checkboxes are stupid.
Yeah. And that kind of feeds into this whole thing about the movie being called The Materialist, because the material lists.
It's not
like
the
check
Materialists,
boxes.
it's just Materialists.
Material lists, like check boxes.
Oh, that's clever.
No, it's not. Don't give me that credit.
Yeah, you're kind of stretching, but I respect it. I respect it.
Because it is a thing of, this is all like material stuff. Don't get me wrong, some of it is definitely important, especially for long-term stuff, but it's not the crux of any relationship. There has to be something where you have to like the other human being that you actually say that you like.
Yeah. And I mean, it's real easy for me to go, no, duh, that's not how it works, when the fact of the matter is that I'm perpetually single, and I will probably remain so for the rest of my days, just because, I mean, at this stage of my life, I'm basically used to it just being me, so whatever.
Yeah. We have not talked about Pedro Pascal in this movie at all, by the way.
No, I mean, to be fair, he's there to be handsome and Pedro Pascal, and he does those things.
It's kind of crazy because his character does serve. He's great in this movie. He's really fun to challenge everything about Dakota Johnson and the way that she looks at relationships. But his character does serve as nothing else more than a catalyst for Dakota Johnson to kind of realize what she wants in gave him a little bit more emotional maturity in the film.
It is sweet of him when they're on, I think it's the first date, or maybe it's the second. Either way, on one of their early dates, she brings up that he's basically what their industry calls a unicorn, in that he's handsome, he's rich, he doesn't do any problem drugs, he's not violent, he's not abusive, and she's just her, and he's trying to point out, no, the thing I'm trying to get you to see is that you have your own value.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet. I think kind of all of them growing together and all that. And then kind of the interactions between Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans.
There weren't enough. There weren't enough of those.
What I'm trying to do right now is work in a way of just mentioning the whole thing of Dakota Johnson going, no, don't look at me. I'm a failed actress.
Something about the way she said it and in the context of why she's saying it. Just, we were sitting there in our seats giggling like morons for a full minute. It wouldn't fucking stop. And I mean, it's so mean because she's clearly not a failed actress, because you can't be a failed actress if you're getting roles in these kind of movies, you know? I mean...
Yeah, absolutely.
Even Madam Web is a case of, like, that's still a big-budget superhero film. It's Sony, but it's a big-budget superhero movie. So, like, failed actors don't get that.
But it is a thing of the way she said it and all that. And at least for me, you can feel a little bit of just distilled anger from Madam Web in that statement.
You really can. It's great.
I want to say it came out after the fact that she was not at all happy with how Madam Web went.
Yeah, apparently not. Oh, boy.
Yeah. But once again, we are just the absolute worst. That's what it boils down to. We are the absolute worst when it comes to movies.
Yeah, I feel really bad for everybody else in that row, but not for the people who were sitting in our seats.
Why did people do that? Especially because it's like, alright,
our seats weren't even that good.
Yeah, it's like, our seats sucked.
They weren't even that good. I'm pretty sure the seats they moved to were probably better.
Yeah, I like how it was a thing of, even before we got all the way up there and said, hey, these are our seats, they're just like, oh, we need to get up and move. I'm just like, are you fucking serious right now?
And you got there before us, so presumably you got your tickets before us. If you wanted those seats, why didn't you just buy those seats?
Pick those seats, yeah.
Has the planet gone mad?
Just absolute insane.
I feel like Raul and Julia and Adam's Family Values.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen evil. I have seen terror. I have seen the unholy maggots which feast on the recesses of the human soul. There at camp. All this and more I have seen, but until today, officer, I had not seen you.
Yeah.
Right, so we're kind of dancing around the whole super big conflict of this, aren't we?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Because, I mean, the emotional center of the movie is, well, the protagonist emotional center of this movie, for the most part, is this love triangle Lucy has between Harry and Jan, but I don't know why I said it like that, but...
Harry and Jan.
John. Sounds like I'm doing a Peter Griffin. John. What do you mean they got him? But Actually,
ladies and gentlemen, they got him.
The closest thing to a real conflict we get in this movie is that Lucy sets this one client of hers, Sophie, who's been on a number of dates, and as Lucy cynically puts it, there is absolutely nothing wrong with her, there's just nothing standout about her, and she doesn't have a niche, which is... God, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, there's definitely an element of the commodification of people in here. I hadn't quite internalized it, but clearly that exists.
Yeah.
And then it turns out one of the people that she set Sophie up on a date with committed some kind of assault on the date.
Right.
Which, understandably, Sophie is very shaken up by and ends up threatening legal action against the firm. And Lucy's boss is quick to say it's not your fault, you didn't have any way of knowing, but it really sends Lucy into a spiral of, wait a minute, how could I have misjudged that? I had no clue that he was that kind of person, and if I could misread that, what else am I misreading?
Yeah.
Which is an understandable spiral.
Yeah, 100%. Her whole job, to her whole existence, is trying to match people up with their chosen ones based on, what they're looking for in their personality. So it's a thing of, I guess it's the first time she came across a horrifically effective liar, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Because it's a thing of, sadly, these people exist.
probably not the first horrifically effective liar, but probably the first one who's actually violent.
Yeah. And it's really unfortunate when she talks to her boss about it. And as she's discussing it, she's like, has this happened before? And her boss is like, oh yeah. No, one of my clients got assaulted 3 years into me working here. It's one of those things where it comes with the territory of dating. And the way she says it, it's one of those things where she's trying to present it in a matter-of-fact way, but it's also a thing of, she's also very clearly gotten numb to it at this point, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, because the human reaction to that is, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And then with her boss, she's just like, that comes with what we do. We do as much as we can to stop it from happening, but there's only so much we can do. Immediately celebrates another girl's client getting married.
Oh, that fucking hurt.
Yeah.
I was half expecting that. That was where I was really like, oh, is this where she goes into serial killer mode?
Right.
But instead, the only undercover work she does is just trying to talk to Sophie, and Sophie tells her to fuck off and calls her a pimp. And honestly, I'm not saying this movie would have been better with Zoe Winters in the lead, but...
It would have been interesting to see how it played out.
Yeah, because she's really good as Sophie.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Have I seen her in anything else? No. No, definitely not.
Alrighty.
Not because she hasn't been in anything, but because the things she's been in, I definitely have not seen.
Right. Oh, she just played an extra in Ugly Betty, never mind.
I've heard of Succession, but I've never seen it.
Right.
Not important. I want to see her in more things. She did a standout job here.
Oh yeah, she was great in this.
Not saying better than Dakota Johnson, but maybe I am.
Definitely a good foil to Dakota Johnson's character.
Yeah. So, partway through the movie, Lucy ends up realizing that she's not actually in love with Harry, Pedro Pascal's character. Despite their compatibility in terms of checking boxes of what the other is looking for, don't have that spark of chemistry. Cemented by it turning out, because early in the movie, the discussion is had of going through a cosmetic surgery where you get your legs broken and then let them heal in such a way that it extends your height and it can work up to 6 inches.
And it's like a $200,000 procedure or something ridiculous.
Which, Jesus Christ, I can break my own legs for free. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's everything wrong with American healthcare.
Yeah, this is just a sentence that personifies everything wrong with the healthcare industry.
Right? I guess that's not really healthcare, that's cosmetics, but... I feel like it's also health-related.
Hair, that's for sure.
Yeah. Let me tell you, would I like to be 6 inches taller? Hell yes. Not that bad, though.
Yeah, no.
So anyways, it turns out that Harry's gotten this surgery before. He was originally 5'6". No fucking way. But...
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And despite the timing, it makes her realize she's not in love with him, not because he had that, but because it doesn't evoke any kind of reaction from her at all.
Yeah. I think the only reaction was just kind of a thing of, oh, you actually did that?
Yeah, pretty much. We do get the funny bit of him crouching down to show his original height, where she's taller than him, and go, yeah, I wouldn't have had the confidence to ask you out at 5'6", which, you know what, pal? I feel that.
I thought that was super cute, honestly. I thought that was genuinely adorable.
No, it was cute.
Especially with Dakota Johnson responding, yeah, you would have.
It was super cute, especially because, like I said, relatable.
Yeah.
I am not tall.
Mm.
So in that process, they were supposed to go to Iceland, and Lucy was subletting her apartment. So she goes to John and asks if she could stay with him. And they decide, you know what, let's go hang out upstate because he just got paid for this play that he was in. Which, that was an interesting play. I don't remember what it was. I think it's an actual play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an actual play.
Anyways, they crash a wedding because the catering company John works at is working at this wedding. And then they get into a discussion about whether they actually have any future because Lucy's still struggling with her materialistic nature, one might say. Yeah. And she's also having a hard time wrapping her head around why John would want anything to do with her. And then gets a call from Sophie because Sophie doesn't have anybody else that she can ask, and apparently her attacker is now outside of her apartment. Gone by the time Lucy and John show up, but there's a reconciliation. Lucy and John end up realizing, you know what? Let's try this. Let's make it work. And then they end up what was it John said? You want to make a bad financial decision?
Yeah.
And then they get married.
Yeah, basically.
It was pretty cute.
It was very cute.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like my own personal... it's kind of hard to say my own personal unfamiliarity with romance films is why I don't watch more of them, because, I mean, I certainly don't go around beating up criminals in my spare time, so...
That we know about.
No, I don't do that, wink.
But...
I don't know. I should watch more of these, I guess. That was pretty alright.
I don't know, for me, I think I enjoyed this just because it is a more straightforward romance movie. I don't really go on my way to watch romance movies to begin with, but rom-coms are kind of off-putting. Okay, so specifically, because I'm in a weird spot with that, live-action rom-coms are off-putting just because it's a thing of, this is not how people actually work, and that's frustrating, which is why I think it's easier for me to watch things like rom-com anime or read rom-com manga.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is meant to be fucking stupid. Alright, I can have a better time with this.
Dress Up Darling is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I don't know, you got anything else?
Not really.
Alright. I think that about wraps this up then, in which case, thanks so much for watching, everybody. You know what to do, you know when to do it. Next week, there's 28 Years Later, and I still haven't seen any of the 28 whatever later movies.
Yeah.
There's Elio, which I feel like is probably the thing I'm gonna shoot for.
Right.
But then there's also a Rebel Wilson action comedy called Bride Hard.
What?
Where she's playing a maid of honor at a wedding who's also an assassin.
If the theater's empty for that one, let me know.
Yeah, I'll give it a look-see.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I like Rebel Wilson.
Right.
Great, now there's no way it's empty. There's gonna be some asshole like me who's just trying for an empty theater themselves.
Yeah, or an empty theater with their friends to sit and just, like, make fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like us. But regardless of whether or not anybody else goes to see Bride Hard, this has been Under the Bridge with...
That is one hell of a title.
Yeah. This has been Under the Bridge with Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll.
And with Greg, aka Craig.
And we'll catch you all next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.